Preparing to do a titration between sodium hydroxide and hydrochloric acid, we measure out the sodium hydroxide, the alkali. Needing 25 centimetres cubed here, we measure the alkali out in a measuring cylinder, getting our eye down on the level of the meniscus to take the reading. The bottom of the meniscus should be in line with 25 centimetres cubed. Tip the alkali into the conical flask and add the indicator methyl orange. Use 2 to 3 drops or more if needed to make a pale yellow colour. An alternative way of measuring out 25 centimetres cubed more accurately is to use a bulb pipette with a pipette filler, which is black here. Start by pushing the top button on the pipette filler to totally squash the rubber pipette filler bulb. Suck up a little bit of the alkali into the bulb pipette by pushing on the second or middle button, and use the alkali to rinse out the pipette and throw the solution away. Then suck up the alkali into the pipette using the middle or second button on the pipette filler again. Suck up enough alkali to take it past the mark on the stem of the pipette, and then use the third button and your eyes on the level of the mark to get the exact quantity of alkali, 25 centimetres cubed, into the bulb pipette. Let the solution into the conical flask by taking the pipette filler off the end of the pipette. To be sure to get exactly 25 centimetre cubed into the flask, when the pipette is nearly empty, touch the tip of the pipette onto the top of the solution in the flask or the bottom of the conical flask, and let all except the last drop of solution out of the pipette. We're now going to set up the burette. We start by rinsing out the burette with a little of the acid being used in the titration. Make sure the tap is turned off, then add a small quantity of acid to the burette and use it to rinse the burette out, tipping the burette to coat all of the sides. Open the tap and let a little out, then close it and tip the acid out of the top of the burette, opening the tap again. With the tap closed, refill the burette with acid up to the 0 centimetre cube mark. Put the beaker of acid under the burette in the clamp stand and open the tap to fill the section of the burette below the tap with acid. Take a reading of the liquid in the burette, making sure your eyes are on the level of the meniscus. The reading here is between 1 and 2, reading 1.15 centimetre cubed. Record your results in a results table. Add acid from the burette a little at a time until the colour of the indicator is just orange, called the end point. Take a reading again and note the second burette reading in your results table. Refill the burette with acid and get ready to titrate for a second time. Take a reading and record it. And add small amounts of acid, trying to swirl the flask at the same time. As you get closer to the end point, it takes longer for the orange colour of the indicator produced to disappear on swirling. Try to be adding acid dropwise at the end point of the titration. Take a second reading of the burette here between 20 and 21 and record it in the results table. Here it's 20.80. Subtract your two readings to get the volume of acid that is needed in your titration. Once you have results that agree to 0.2 centimetre cubed or less, take an average of the volumes. Go on and prepare your salt. Repeat the titration without indicator, adding the amount of acid you've just calculated. When you have the neutral solution, put it into an evaporating basin, heat until half the water has evaporated and leave in a warm place to crystallise. You will then get cubic crystals of sodium chloride.